Did you know that your DNA was found in Miss Baker's anus?
I was informed.
Who told you that?
Liz and Jeremy from the GBI.
When did they tell you that? Because in the recorded interview that we have, they didn't mention that to you.
That's my recollection. If I, this is,
My question is when? When did they tell you?
if that's not the correct recollection, I'm not sure at this moment. Can I say something to this? I'm questioned about certain things, and I pull up my best recollection. Post this, I've been traumatized. I'm grieving. My mind is certain things at certain times. It's hard to pull from. And in those moments, stressed also, in times it's more difficult than others in certain moments to recollect certain things. And that's, sir.
Let me catch up. So it's easier to recollect an alibi than it is to recollect whether or not the girl that you love told you that she was going to be home alone.
This question is argumentative. It is. And I'm a girl sitting in the show.
All of my even a juice is yours. Wish the work under the look ever sit in it. But like
Improper.
Sustained.
sure. So it's easy to remember where you went on the 19th. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. You can remember that you went to the bank from January 19th, 2001.
That's correct.
But you cannot remember from January 18th whether or not Miss Baker told you she was going to be alone.
At that time, it could depend on when the question's asked. It's not, if it's in a stressful moment, I'm going through things and trying to pull from times prior to this, when I'm not trying to, how should I say, lock in on certain things previous to this, it is difficult.
Would you agree?
Previous to to her death. Go ahead.
I didn't hear you. Say that one more time.
I should say, it's like certain days, if somebody asks you what you have for breakfast, I couldn't tell you. But it's hard to describe.
So I'll switch gears because I do want to talk about a difficult subject with you. You mentioned that that time didn't occur during your recorded interview. Is that right?
I can't recall.
That is fair. So let me ask you this, Mr. Melton. You would agree that
I wouldn't really know if she was sexually assaulted anally. Like, I don't know.
well, we can't have it both ways, Mr. Melton.
I don't understand
You previously stated that
A person, Mr. is asking this witness about information relayed to him as hearsay by other witnesses who had the actual information. So I think that's both lack of personal knowledge as well as calling for hearsay.
Right. Any response to the objection, Mr. Cruz?
Sure. Mr. Melton stated that he was aware that his DNA was found in Baker's anus. He stated that Ms. Bigham and Jeremy Howell were the individuals that told him and were fleshing out his knowledge in regards to what he's aware of, Your Honor.
I think as to the form of the question, I'm going to sustain the objection. You may rephrase if you choose to do so.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor. But there should be no reason that your DNA should be in Ms. Baker's anus. Would you agree?
I mean, then if we've transferred from there and drained down to that area, say drain down to that area, then
It is interesting that you say drain because did you know that's the exact same thing the state is arguing in this case?
I mean, it makes sense though.
I'm going to object to lack of personal knowledge. Mr. is asking this witness
I would say that would.
again, Your Honor, lack of personal knowledge, lack of foundation. There's been no foundation laid that Mr. Melton's aware of these things. That would all be through GBI crime lab witnesses who do have personal knowledge and scientific information. And so there's no foundation for these questions, and he's asking for things that are outside of Mr. Melton's personal knowledge. He's asking about things.
Object to a speaking objection, Your Honor, and just ask the state to state the ground.
Okay, I'm going to overrule that objection. He was just explaining his objection.
There was a time that I was confused,
Mm-hmm.
and it was 20 plus years later.
Mm-hmm.
And then I made a statement that I felt like maybe it was 10 days prior. And I was confused at that point on certain things, but it's hard to describe.